Hey friends, this is your friend Scotty Nichols. I invite you to listen to the words that I'm sharing with you today. I do believe that no matter who you are, no matter your age, no matter your circumstances, no matter if you are a top executive or if you're a college dropout, or if you're a felon or a preacher or even a saint, the things that I'm going to share with you today are of vital importance no matter if you're a young kid or if you're 90 years old. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the power of association, but there's different levels of association that I think are going to be important that you consider. First is the power of association. Second is the power of limited association. Third is the power of disassociation. And lastly, the power of expanded association. Now, you may ask yourself, what does he mean when he's talking about association? I'm talking about the people that you conscientiously decide to associate with in your lives. Just like everything else, I talk quite a bit about discipline, and we can become undisciplined in our associations with people. We may use heavyweight time with lightweight people. Now, before I get into some of the details, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have friends and there's nothing wrong with hanging out. But when I talk about the power of association, I want to tell you that I honestly believe that we vastly misestimate the power and influence, the gripping power, the long-lasting ties that we have by associating with people who may not have the best influence on us. If we are goal-driven and want to be the best in our fields, or that we want to be professionals, we must consider that we must get serious about what we're doing in our lives. After all, we're only talking about the outcome of our lives in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And we know that incrementally, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, there are tremendous potential influences that can withhold us from our legacy, or we can build an incredible life. So first, I'd like you to think about the individuals that you're associating with. Are these individuals sustaining you and helping you in being everything that you want to be? Now, I know that we may have disagreements with some friends, but I'm talking about if you have goals, associating with these people, are they affecting your character? Are they affecting your ability to focus? Are they affecting your ability to do things? Another question you might want to ask is, who am I associating with? What are they doing to me? And is it okay? Short term or long term? And lastly, also from a different perspective, think about this. If you have a family member that's beloved, that you absolutely love, how would you feel if they were hanging out with some of the people that you choose to be with? Whether it's good friends or just acquaintances that you spend time with on a short time basis. If you say no, then you have your answer. Now, secondly, let's talk about limited association. Limited association means that sometimes we know that because of our work or even our family, that we cannot always escape the influence of those with whom we associate. In some cases, we may have to practice limited association, meaning we only spend time with them on a limited basis. We try to avoid contact and the abrasions and the distractions that they may provide, even the negativity that we may be influenced by them in our lives. So I'd like you to think about that. Have the courage to do that. I know it may sound arrogant, but again, after all, we're only talking about the outcome of our lives. We must have the courage and the internal fortitude to be serious about the outcomes that we're trying to accomplish in our lives. Thirdly, we can talk about disassociation. There are people, and I'd also like to lump into this, there are people and things that absolutely have no positive influence in our lives. They can affect us, they can affect our attitude, they can affect our perspective, our energy that we put forward into the things that we want to accomplish. So I'd like to ask you to consider that there may be people in your lives that you may need to disassociate. It may be entertainment, it may be the amount of time that you are giving to certain things. Again, heavyweight time to lightweight things or lightweight people. Lastly, we'll talk about the power of expanded association. And I'll have to be in full transparency. The concepts that I'm sharing with you now come from a good friend of mine that's long gone. I never met him before he passed away. His name is Jim Rowan. And Jim was one of the most well-known motivational speakers in the United States. He shared these concepts about association and their importance. Jim shares that the most important thing that we can do is to seek out purposely people who can positively affect us in our lives. And also understand that when we seek these people out, we may receive ideas, we may have the experience of listening to them and learning from them, and they may elicit or incite the ability in our minds to provide additional value or actions in our lives. For example, we may have to invest $30, $40, $50 in a lunch. And would it be worth it to learn a $100,000 idea, or spend some time with a person over lunch or on the telephone for a few moments that might absolutely give us the knowledge that we need to do to lose weight, or to get the confidence that we need to go back to get that graduate school, or maybe even get our GED. My friends, the power of expanded association is absolutely wonderful. Now, lastly, as a part of expanded association, we live in a time where information is free on so many fronts through so many forums. We have the electronic media, we have books, we have the ability to access electronically books that may have been extremely expensive at one time. We don't have to pay anything. We have the ability to gain friends that may have lived 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago. So I'd like you to consider that your friends, like, you can gain friends like Jesus Christ, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Buddha. Who knows? I mean, the possibilities are almost endless. So as a part of that expanded association, consider that we must fill our minds with good things on a continual basis, my friends. I think if you do these things, and if you contemplate the power of association, I do believe I will see you at the top. Thank you.